What's going on, squad? My name is Paul Klingen. Welcome to Return of the Athlete. And in this video, I'm going to show you my B.A.M method: beliefs, actions, and mission. And this is going to be something iterated off of one of my mentors, Cole Gordon, who is one of the best business leaders and one of the best salespeople. He's actually in his 20s, so he's going to be someone that you'll hear of for a really long time. And I was at this business conference that he was talking about, and he was talking about mission, vision, values. I was like, oh, I kind of like that. He had got it from a book. I can't remember the book, but this is actually something that I had used, and I'll use my example to run a sub 3-hour marathon. And I'll give you some examples of how this doesn't work or when you don't have this alignment. But I was in the shower literally an hour ago, and I was like, I need to do my B.A.M because it came to me. I was like, B.A.M. It's your beliefs, it's your actions, it's your mission, right? And mission, vision, your goals, those are all kind of interchangeable, but I like mission because that's just how my mind works. So I'm gonna show you how this works. So let's say someone is a lottery winner, and ultimately you need to have the beliefs, actions, and mission all aligned. So they want to be rich. They are on a mission to get rich, but their action is they're a gambler. They like to gamble their money. That's why they're buying lottery tickets. That's why they're broke, because they're a gambler. They have the belief that they need to gamble, or that money's really hard to come by, or that saving is a bad idea, right? There's some form of belief that even if they win $100 million, it's not gonna matter, because they're going to sabotage themselves back down to where they were, because this is the input. This is the operating system. This is the hardware, the computer, and this is the output you're trying to get. And there's a reason why 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt after the first year. It's because right here, their actions aren't aligned, their beliefs aren't aligned. They've got the mission of being rich. They want to be rich. We all want to have a lot of money, but if these aren't aligned, we're going to lose it. So then the next one, another example of this, a novice, someone who's never ran before, but they decide, I want to run a marathon. I want to run, boom, in this mission, marathon. They've got the belief. They manifest every single day, I am a marathoner. I will not be denied. But here's where it goes wrong. Their actions is that 3 times a week, they're working out with powerlifting, and then they're running 2 times a week, and maybe they're swimming, they're biking, they're doing something else. They just don't have the information. They don't have the right necessary inputs to be able to achieve this big, inspiring mission. They want to do something really cool. They have the belief, but they don't have the right actions. This is where a mentor, continuing to increase your knowledge, learning, having a growth mindset is so important, because if you think that you know what you don't know, well, you're going to be the novice. So then I'll give you another example. Business owner. This might be someone who's year 1, year 2, but kind of struggling, finding themselves, getting a little bit of success, and then sabotaging it out. So they want to have, let's say, $1 million business, whatever that is, $1 million business. We'll put that there. Actions, they know that they need to do sales, they need to fulfill, and then they need to market, whatever it is. All the actions that they know they need to do. They need to do their taxes, actions are there. But they have a belief of, I am not worthy. I don't trust myself, right? This is a very deep core wound that they might not have worked beyond. And if you don't have the characteristics in place, it doesn't matter that the actions and the mission is aligned. This is going to sabotage them. This is going to cut the legs out from this chair. And even if they do get to that $1 million, they'll sabotage it out. They may never get to that $1 million, that $10 million, that $1 billion, whatever it is, because they don't have the belief that they're actually capable of doing it. You're never going to supersede your beliefs over the long run. So I want to show you a positive way where you can use this. And this is something that I did 2020. I wanted to run a sub 3 marathon. So I had the belief, I am, and we'll just go sub 3. Actions, I had a game plan. I had one of my buddies ran track at UCLA. He said, hey buddy, here's how you go run a marathon, 4-month game plan. We laid that out. The mission was sub 3. And I hope that equal or greater to is always messing me up, but you get the point, sub 3. I was able to get to a point to where I had such a belief here, because I had affirmed my identity between the beliefs and the actions, which is just a quick thing, that's what identity is. If you look at the etymology of identity, it is the repeated actions that you do over an extended period of time. So I'm running, I'm saying I'm a marathon runner, I'm running, say I'm a marathon runner, that became my identity. And this is a trick that if you can utilize, you can literally get motivation in a second. I would be on the couch, 5 p.m., didn't want to run, I was tired, but I had 7 miles I needed to go run. I would say to myself, I am a sub-3 marathon runner. And then I would ask, what would a sub-3 hour marathon runner do? Would they lay on the couch and not run? Or would they run? It's a pretty easy binary answer at that point. So then I would go and run and continue to reaffirm this cycle right here. 2020, I think it was August, ran a 2:57, sub-3 hour marathon, boom, done. And I want to touch on this just a little bit. If you caught my Michael Jordan motivation maturation video, I'll tag it right up above here and in the show notes as well. There's 3 stages of motivation. Initially, it's going to be some primal desire. It's your pride, it's your ego, it's lusting for something. It's something that is an emotional pain that you need to get out of right now. You need to address that right now. And that's good. It's a negative pain. You can utilize that as fuel. But then eventually you get to the second stage, and I don't want to go over every single one, but essentially you go from emotional pain to a artificial pain. This was something I was doing when I was running the marathon. I was saying, I need to keep running. And I would slow down, and then I would say, oh dude, people are gonna make fun of you, man, if you don't hit your goal that you set on social media that you're gonna run a sub-3 hour marathon. And that would inspire me to run a little bit faster. And that's why someone might save money for retirement, because they're projecting the pain of not having enough money for retirement. You following what I'm saying? But ultimately, where you got to get to for this mission to be something that is inspiring you and pulling you towards the goal rather than you running away from the pain is when it becomes a aspirational act of service. And what I mean by that is I'm now running my marathon, and this was what I would tell myself. I want to be able to say in 2020, when the world was falling apart, COVID was at its peak, I didn't let everything go. Because 30 years from now, I'm gonna have kids, they're gonna be running into struggles, adversity, challenges, and I wanna be able to say, I signed up for a marathon got canceled, I still ran it by myself, and that was because I started here. Beliefs, action, mission, align. Now when I go and tell them, hey, I know you broke your leg, hey, I know you got cut from your team, I can say from integrity, I know it's tough, but you're strong, you're gonna keep persevering, you're gonna keep going. I'll give you one last example of how this falls apart as well. If you say that I am going to work out, I see this all the time. I've worked with hundreds of people in the fitness space, thousands of teaching classes. Then you get to the action. I know that I need to eat and work out, go to the gym. We'll just say gym right here. But if the mission is to lose 10 pounds, it's gonna fall apart. It's not an inspiring enough mission. It's not a compelling enough mission to do the hard work here, to have the beliefs and maintain those beliefs, because at some point, a really fun weekend, a big event, a week-long vacation, something's going to come up and is going to completely derail you. You'll lose your momentum, and it's too hard to get your momentum going because the goal at the end of the day was only to lose 10 pounds. When you can attach it to a bigger mission, now we're talking. Because that's going to set a standard that is so much higher. It's going to require so much more of you to be able to achieve that big goal. If that's your standard and that is what is being run into by these challenges, this adversity, these obstacles, that's the dam that isn't getting overwhelmed by the water. But 10 pounds is like a 2-foot dam. It'd be like New Orleans. Water gets over, you guys are screwed. I want to make one last point here. So beliefs, action, mission, bam. Grinding and alignment are 2 different things. Square peg, round hole, that is grinding. Square peg, square hole, that is alignment. It should still be very hard or periods of hard during this journey, during your B.A.M. But if you are grinding, that's a lack of alignment. That's you going under the squat bar, coming down, and as you come up, you're doing all sorts of jig. Knees are popping out, shoulders are popping out. If you've ever worked out, the movement pattern and the ability to maintain that straight line and that alignment is what enables you to be strong under that pressure. You 100% should experience resistance during this, both physical, metaphysical, during your journey. But when you are aligned, you are going to be so much stronger. It's ultimately going to be faster and more efficient if you are aligned on your B.A.M, beliefs, actions, mission. And so if you feel like you are grinding and it takes every ounce of you to go and do something that is not in alignment with who you are, well, that's going to be a situation where you are trying to put 300 pounds on your back and then you're doing the wiggity wiggity to get yourself up, with that 300 pounds. So I want you to take that into account as you're setting up your BAM, because this should be something that is so aligned to your core, to your ethos, to your mission, right? And this isn't to say you have to go and be an entrepreneur, go and do some crazy run an ultra marathon. But if you can't look at what you're doing and be like, this is my reason why, this is my mission, then ultimately this stuff's all gonna fall apart. Actions, beliefs, it's gonna crumble. So hope you got value out of this. If you did, be sure and like it, subscribe, share it with someone. I got multiple different resources for you from the Facebook group, the podcast, a 5-day mini camp, all Return to the Athlete. And if you wanna learn more about the program where I take men through essentially their hero's journey, you were an athlete, you used to just absolutely be a stud. You lost that big mission. You became uninspired. What's the point? A little bit of apathy. And you want to find that second half, that new mission, and get out of that halftime hangover. More than happy to have a conversation with you. Right? It'll be me, you having a conversation, creating your game plan. I'm not going to get you to a sales team. I'm not going to send you to an assistant. Just you and me, man to man, talking about what you want to create. So hope you got value out of that. I'll catch you next time on the Return of the Athlete. Later, squad.